lean over this way and grab his wrist.
Yeah, it's not thumb wrestling, right? It's not like somebody's out there. I think they put more into this than they really do. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's take a call from Gary in Hazel Park. Gary, welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon. Hey, I want to talk about Hatchet Face.
You thought so too?
All right, go ahead. Linda Sarsour. That's
born
people
in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
What the left has done, the progressive have done to our nation. They've deconstructed the family, they've deconstructed faith and education, so they could make the country weak, so they could overtake it and remake it into the image of Marx, right? But what they didn't expect is the jihadists to come in from the back side and hijack their movement. Because if the Islamists take over, the retrobates and the perverts that started the progressive movement, they're going to be the first victims. And they might have set their stage for their own destruction because they're so ignorant.
Yeah, I tweeted that out earlier today, or was it yesterday? Now, I put so many tweets out, you never know. But absolutely, these feminists and these progressives who think that they can kind of co-opt the jihadi movement, to try and retain power or get more power, are fooling themselves. They really are. I mean, if the gay community should be absolutely scared to death of a growth of Islam in this country. You really should, because they're tossing gay people off roofs.
Yeah.
In the Middle East.
What's even sillier is they put their names on a marriage license. They will be able to find them now. They know where they are.
Yeah, it's just stunning to me that any feminist in this country, or any woman who's just an equalist, what's the word I'm looking for?
I can't get
anyway,
there.
So the women's movement needs to stand up because Islam.
And one other point. Do you think Hatchet Face likes Wayne Gretzky?
I don't know. You didn't go there. I don't. Hatchet Face hates everything about this country. Let's just be honest. This woman, and I think you could see the hypocrisy in that statement, because she's very well spoken, she's very clear and articulate, but when she started saying Islam protects women, she started faltering a little bit, because I don't believe that she believes that either. And I think she's just a pawn. You know what I mean?
The woman is an American. She is from Brooklyn, New York. She hasn't seen the atrocities to women and children in the Middle East.
How can you not? How can you not see what happens around the globe in Islamic culture?
Especially the left. They ignore what they want to ignore all day long.
Well, she's classically what's called, and it's becoming a cliche these days, is a useful idiot. That's the Marxist term. And they will discard her just as soon as they could if they took power.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, great call, Gary. Appreciate it. You got anything else?
Have a good day.
All right, my man. Take care. Take care. All right, so I'm going to go to this story because this one really got my dander up as well. Canada to apologize and give $10 million to a Muslim who murdered a U.S. soldier. He pleaded guilty to killing an American soldier. This outrageous shakedown epitomizes the weakness, flaccidity, and wrong-headedness of the West's response to global jihad. Omar Khadr to receive apology and $10.5 million compensation package from Canada. The Canadian government's going to apologize and give millions to a former Guantanamo Bay prisoner who pleaded guilty to killing the U.S. soldier in Afghanistan when he was 15.
And blinding another.
Okay. An official familiar with the deal said that he will receive that money, and the official was not authorized to discuss the deal publicly before the announcement and spoke on condition of anonymity. Yeah. Am I getting that right? The Canadian-born Khadr was 15 when he was captured by U.S. troops following a firefight that resulted in the death of American Special Forces medic Sergeant First Class Christopher Spear. He was suspected of throwing the grenade that killed Spear and was taken to Guantanamo and ultimately charged. He pled guilty in 2010 to charges and was sentenced to 8 years plus time he'd already spent in custody. He returned to Canada 2 years later to serve the remainder of his sentence and was released in May of 2015 pending an appeal of his guilty plea, which he said was made under duress. He spent 10 years in Guantanamo Bay. His case received international attention after someone dubbed him a child soldier. Well, I don't care if you're 15, 16, or 18. You're throwing grenades at U.S. soldiers. Man, the book's coming at you. Frankly, I would like to see him in front of a firing squad. The Supreme Court of Canada ruled in 2010 that Canadian intelligence officials obtained evidence from Cater under oppressive circumstances, such as sleep deprivation, during interrogations at Guantanamo Bay in 2003, and then shared that evidence with U.S. officials. So Canada just goes ahead and says, we're sorry that you were throwing the grenade at an American soldier. We're going to give you How does that warrant $10 million?
I've been suffering a lot of sleep deprivation lately and saying things that I regretted. Where's my $10 million?
I used to laugh because Canada went really socialistic for a long time. They're kind of turning back, I thought, until this Trudeau fella got elected, you know? Yeah. And I used to always laugh. And my family's from Canada. I've got roots in Canada, right? And I used to call them the pink stain on the North American continent because they were so socialist, you know? Yeah. But what in God's name are they talking about when they think they're just going to give a terrorist, a guilty terrorist? This guy is not ifs, ands, or buts. He's a terrorist. He killed an American soldier. You're going to give him an apology and $10 million? What about the widow of our U.S. soldier?
Yeah, exactly.
Give him $10 million because you're the idiots who raised him and allowed him to leave your country to go fight U.S. soldiers.
Where's $10 million? How do you put a value on that $10 million? Give him $500. Give him a coupon to Tim Hortons. You know, I mean,
I would be outraged if you gave him a coupon to Tim Hortons.
I understand that. I understand that too. But it's just like, where does the value of $10 million? Oh, it's only our money. We'll just print more.
Oh, it's a disgrace if you ask me. Yeah. It really is. Ken, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I was just calling to comment that part of the problem that we have with dealing with Islam is coming from the Christian community itself. As I've said before, I happen to be an Orthodox Lutheran, but what I see around me, you have the Roman Catholic Church, beginning with the Pope, saying Islam is a religion of peace. You have liberal Christian denominations. Islam is a religion of peace. You got the Pentecostals, and I know a lot of them, and they're not teaching the truth about the threat of Islam either.
Okay, I'm sorry. Stop. First they came for the Catholics, and I didn't say anything. Then they came for the Jews. Now you're coming after the Pentecostals. Come on. I don't know one Pentecostal who is apologizing for the Islamists, and there might be a pope who did, but I know a lot of Catholics who are strongly opposed to what's going on with Islam in this country. And the generic, Ken, come on. It's
right now. Within less than a year ago, we're seeing, and I've seen photographs, we're seeing the Roman Catholic Pope having worship services in the Vatican with Muslims.
Oh yeah, that's true. And don't get me wrong, Pope Francis, I call him Pope Communist first because that guy is. I have no respect for the Pope.
Yep,
our current Pope, anyways.
And a number of Catholics don't either.
What I'm saying, though, is when it comes to the Catholic Church, I'm seeing all kinds of comments, not only from the Pope, but from priests. Muslims are our friends. Again, liberal Christian churches. Muslims are our friends. And regarding the Pentecostals pretty much aren't, I hate to say this, but they're not, when it comes to the Bible and when it comes to church history, are very educated.
Ooh, you're getting kind of brutal there, Ken. Ken,
I'm speaking the truth because here's what I see.
Well, no, hold on, Ken. Stop. I'm going to hold. I'm just going to hold you there because Ed, you're a Pentecostal.
Hey, how'd you guess?
Okay. So, and I can tell you, Ken, from my experience, because I work with Ed on a weekly basis here, that he is not a pro-Muslim guy protecting the Muslims or anything. And I'm not. Again, I think it comes down to painting people with broad brush. You may have met some Pentecostals, and I think we've seen all kinds of religious leaders in this country.
Snakes and they do there's all kinds of wacky people who do wacky things and call themselves what they aren't. Yeah. You feel the same way about some Lutherans, Ken, that those aren't real Lutherans. So let's watch the broad brush.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, Ken.
What I'm trying to say, an observation that I'm trying to say.
Okay.
If you look at what you call your Orthodox Baptists, or your Orthodox Presbyterians, or your Orthodox Lutheran.
All right. Well, Ken, that's the hard break. We're going into a hard break, but I get where you're going with it. I have to disagree on this.
They're more intellectual.
Yeah. All right, my man. Take care. We'll see you, and we'll see all of you on the other side of the break.
People are always on the move, driving to work, hauling the kids to practice. How do they keep up to date? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for intelligent conversation with hosts like Joe Pags, Glenn Beck, Tyrone X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business on Wham Talk 1600 and whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. G20 leaders have ended their economic summit in Germany. President Trump had one-on-one meetings with various leaders, including China's President Xi Jinping, with North Korea a key topic.
As far as North Korea is concerned, I know that we'll have eventually success. It may take longer than I'd like, may take longer than you'd like, but there will be success in the end, one way or the other.
The U.S. wants China to take a stronger stance against North Korea's missile testing. A South Carolina prison worker has been fired, linked to the escape of kidnapper Jimmy Causey, who was recaptured at a Texas motel.
He was armed with both a semi-automatic pistol and a pump shotgun. He was also had additional ammunition. He had 4 cell phones, and he had $47,654 in cash.
South Carolina law enforcement official Mark Keel. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing resort-like care facilities you've ever seen. Their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. And in their pursuit of excellence, WellBridge asks each guest to complete a customer satisfaction survey after their stay. To date, they've earned a satisfaction rate of 100%. Here are some of the comments received. This is my home away from home. This place is outstanding and everyone is super kind. I am beyond pleased with all the care I received. The staff is so passionate for what they do, and it shows. This was my mother's 3rd stay here, and she always loves it. I've referred this place to many already. My stay has been fantastic. For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge in Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team. Learn more at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
It's been 5 years since we met Kelly Brighton, just before her weight loss surgery.
I was almost 300 pounds. Because of the Michigan Bariatric Institute, I've lost the weight. I now have the tools to keep it off. I am a better mom, I am a better wife, and I'm just a better Kelly Brighton, I think.
Begin your journey. Try a free monthly educational seminar at St. Joe's Livingston. Visit stjoeshealth.org/MBI to learn more.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to catch our Drift. Joining me in studio, Ipsy Ed.
Hey.
Hey. So let's take care of a little business. Bork Jennings Funeral Homes. Losing a loved one affects the entire family. So please do your planning in advance. And you should do it even if you're not older, because it can happen at any time. And I think it seems lately a lot of different friends, we've lost family members for different reasons. So it can happen at any time. So make sure you plan in advance with a good place like Bork Jennings Funeral Homes. They've got offices in Howell, Manchester, Brooklyn, and Hamburg. And you can contact them at 810-231-0200. That's 810-231-0200. Bork Jennings, B-O-R-E-K, Jennings.com. And they're good folks up there. They really are. They put on a really good, I'm not even sure what you'd call it.
Service.
Yes,
Memorial service.
Thank you.
Viewing.
Viewings and that sort of thing. But it's the planning in advance. If you plan your life, you should certainly take a little time and plan for your death as well.
Yeah, you don't want to leave a burden on your
It's exactly right, because the
ones,
ones that suffer are the people you leave behind, because other ones are going to be going through an emotional crisis.
No, if a cardboard box is good enough for you, make sure that's arranged in advance so, nobody's over.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I want to be cremated, and I just, I don't want anything fancy, shoebox, whatever. That's cool, and a keg of beer. That's for me. Right.
You can't take
well, it won't be for me, but it'll be for
you can't take it with you.
That's right.
There's better beer in heaven, Gary.
There you go. But planning is crucial. So 810-231-0200. Call Boric Jennings Funeral Home and just talk to them a little bit about it. Tell them you heard it here on The Drift or in the current news.